Workers begin preparing the apple orchard, where fruit destined for juice production is carefully grown and monitored.
Harvest quantities and conditions are logged to maintain traceability throughout juice production.
Controlled irrigation delivers precise water amounts to each tree, supporting healthy apple growth across the orchard.
Soil conditions are regularly tested to maintain nutrients essential for producing high-quality apples.
Pest levels are monitored continuously to protect apples without compromising food safety standards.
Apples mature on trees under controlled conditions designed to balance yield, quality, and sustainability.
Workers assess apple ripeness to determine the optimal harvest window for juice production.
Harvesting equipment is carefully positioned to minimize damage to trees and fruit. Hand harvesting ensures apples remain intact and suitable for high-volume juice processing. Press pressures are monitored to protect equipment and product quality. Continuous flow confirms stable core processing conditions.
Core processing equipment operates as a synchronized system.
Pressing separates juice from solids through controlled mechanical pressure.
Core processing completes as juice advances to the main transformation stage. Feed chutes regulate apple entry to prevent overload of processing equipment. Apples are directed into primary crushers designed for uniform size reduction. Pumps move extracted juice onward without exposure to the environment. Crushing breaks apple structure while preserving juice content for extraction. Apple mash transfers smoothly towards secondary processing equipment.
Mash consistency is verified to ensure stable downstream processing. Secondary milling prepares mash for efficient juice separation.
Augers move processed mash at a controlled pace toward presses. Centrifugal clarifiers separate fine suspended solids from juice.
Separated residues are discharged separately without interrupting juice flow.
Clarified juice travels onward through enclosed sanitary pipelines.
Treated juice exits deaeration with improved stability characteristics.
Stabilized juice is routed toward automated control systems. Main transformation completes as juice enters high automation processing stages.
Temperature levels are monitored to achieve required processing conditions.
Holding sections maintain juice at set temperatures for precise treatment duration. Pressure balance valves protect equipment during thermal transformation. After heating, juice is cooled rapidly to stabilize product quality. Cooling systems remove heat efficiently without interrupting continuous flow. Post-cooling checks confirm juice exits within required temperature limits.
Conditioned juice advances toward clarification and refinement systems.
Juice enters an automated zone where digital systems regulate processing parameters.
Processing data is logged for traceability and performance analysis.
Networked systems integrate all processing steps into a cohesive operation.
Human oversight complements automation for safe, efficient production. Automated control concludes as juice advances toward packaging preparation.
Sensors continuously monitor juice properties in real time.
PLC systems coordinate equipment responses based on sensor feedback.
Feed hoppers balance mash supply to pressing systems. Automated valves regulate juice movement with high precision. Flow stabilization ensures uniform downstream processing.
Harvested apples arrive at the transfer point, ready to move into the next stage of production. Automated checks verify that juice meets internal quality standards.
Mechanical lifting moves harvested apples efficiently while maintaining stable handling conditions. Redundant systems protect continuous operation and product safety. Alarm systems stand ready to alert operators if conditions change. Sampling ports allow controlled quality checks without stopping production. Juice enters precision filling machines for controlled portioning into bottles. Automated systems arrange bottles systematically onto pallets. Stretch wrapping secures bottles for safe storage and transport. Pallet weight is verified to ensure safety during transport. Forklifts prepare to transfer pallets to storage or dispatch zones. Filled and labeled bottles are ready for quality control verification.
Nozzles dispense exact juice volumes into each container with high accuracy.
Caps are applied to bottles to ensure proper closure and hygiene. Automatic labeling machines apply brand and product information consistently.
Pallet positions are prepared to receive filled and labeled bottles. Bottled juice pallets enter the laboratory area for quality control testing. Sample bottles are collected to undergo precise quality analysis.
Color evaluation ensures visual consistency across all production batches. pH measurements verify acidity levels are within acceptable ranges.
Samples are prepared for microbiological analysis to ensure safety.
Separated juice is collected instantly to maintain freshness. Incubation conditions maintain controlled growth for microbial testing.
Laboratory instruments record quality parameters digitally for traceability.
Quality control concludes, and products proceed to packaging, storage, and dispatch operations.
Pallets enter the storage zone for organized inventory placement. Automated alignment ensures pallets are correctly positioned for stable storage.
Forklifts stack pallets efficiently in assigned warehouse locations.
Pressed solids exit continuously for secondary handling or disposal.
Barcode scanning verifies pallet identity and inventory accuracy. Pallets are prepared for efficient loading onto transport vehicles.
Trucks are positioned precisely to receive product pallets safely.
Harvested apple bins arrive at the intake point, where raw fruit handling officially begins.
Apples travel along dedicated access roads, linking orchards to processing facilities.
Stability checks ensure fruit remains protected during short transport stages.
Entry clearance allows raw apples to move into the secured production environment.
Apples leave the orchard as a controlled batch, maintaining continuity into the transport phase.
Internal roadways guide raw materials safely toward processing entry points.
Apple loads queue briefly before entering the factory intake process.
Position checks ensure smooth transfer into the factory's raw intake systems.
Precise alignment ensures apples transfer safely without bruising or uncontrolled movement.
Apple bins are lowered carefully to preserve fruit integrity during raw harvest handling.
Securing checks prevent bin movement during short-distance raw harvest transport.
Batch identifiers are verified to maintain traceability from orchard to factory.
Yard tractors connect trailers to prepare apple loads for controlled internal transport.
Hitch locks are confirmed before any loaded movement begins.
Cleaned apples enter the core processing line for controlled mechanical breakdown.
Raw harvested apples begin moving as a secured load toward facility intake routes.
Intake conveyors activate to begin transferring raw apples into the extraction system. Pulp consistency is monitored to ensure optimal juice yield during pressing.
Prepared pulp feeds into presses designed to separate juice from solids. Mechanical pressing extracts juice while separating fibrous solids.
Fresh apple juice is collected immediately after pressing to preserve quality.
Separated apple solids are removed for secondary use or disposal.
Flow monitoring ensures extraction rates remain within processing targets.
The extraction stage completes as juice stabilizes within controlled storage systems.
Extracted apple juice begins moving toward internal transport and further processing stages. Apples are released gradually to prevent damage and ensure even processing flow. Feed hoppers regulate apple flow to maintain consistent extraction capacity.
Visual checks identify any unsuitable fruit before grinding operations.
Only compliant apples proceed, while diversion systems remain ready if required. Apples are aligned precisely before entering mechanical grinding equipment. Grinding breaks apples into pulp, suitable for efficient juice extraction. Apple pulp transfers steadily toward pressing equipment without interruption.
Pallets are loaded into trucks in preparation for outbound delivery.
Trucks depart the facility carrying bottled apple juice for distribution.
And this is how modern factories produce apple juice from start to finish.
Visual overview of the full production and distribution facility.
Loaded trucks exit the facility along predetermined transport routes. Warehouse remains organized for continuous storage and incoming shipments. Forklifts cycle efficiently to manage pallet movement within the warehouse. Remaining stock is reconciled to maintain accurate warehouse records. Outbound shipments are verified for proper labeling and packaging. Final checks confirm pallets are secure and organized before leaving the facility. Finished apple juice products are stacked on pallets ready for transport.
Warehouse storage maintains organized and accessible inventory for distribution.
Final orchard level inspections ensure only suitable apples proceed to juice manufacturing stages.
Once placed, bins are released and prepared for onward movement in the process.
Pumps initiate internal transport, moving extracted juice through fixed pipelines toward processing zones. Structural supports keep pipelines stable during continuous juice transport. Transport lines guide juice toward central processing areas within the facility. Juice enters the main processing hall through enclosed sanitary pipe systems. Inline filters remove residual solids during internal transport stages. Filter performance is checked to ensure uninterrupted juice movement. Curved routing maintains smooth flow while adapting to factory layout constraints. Transport lines position juice for entry into controlled pre-processing storage. Juice reaches holding tank inlets, ready for the next processing stage.
Internal transport concludes as juice stabilizes before entering subsequent factory processing phases.
Flow stability is confirmed to prevent air introduction during juice transport. Valve settings regulate pressure and speed during internal juice movement. Elevated pipelines route juice efficiently across the facility without floor-level interference.
Pressure levels are monitored continuously to protect piping and product quality.
Pipe junctions guide juice toward its next controlled processing destination. Sanitary pumps maintain hygiene while moving juice across internal transport lines. Pipe expansion sections reduce turbulence during longer transport runs. Direction markings ensure juice travels through the correct processing route. Filter performance is checked to ensure uninterrupted juice movement. Curved routing maintains smooth flow while adapting to factory layout constraints. Transport lines position juice for entry into controlled pre-processing storage. Juice reaches holding tank inlets, ready for the next processing stage.
Internal transport concludes as juice stabilizes before entering subsequent factory processing phases.